In a world where adulting threatened to crush our spirits, four geeks found solace in the realms of pop culture. But just as we hit our stride, darkness fell. Reality struck back and took a toll on everything we were. Just when hope seemed lost, our voices united under one creed.
4 geeks, infinite fandom, 0 adult supervision.
Those words ignited a fire within us. Now we leap from fandom to fandom, episode to episode, uniting the voiceless, the broken, the meek. We are the Walking Geek.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of The Walking Geek. Let's go around the room and then introduce everyone. I'll start with myself. I am Bosco. Let's go to Zebra. Go.
I'm the Wonder Zebra.
Nate with the beanie. How you guys doing?
In Phoenix.
So, gentlemen, just to recap from last episode, we were talking about video games and our the state of the video games and our love for them. And at this time around, we figured we all decided to talk about adaptation, specifically movie adaptations of comic books and video games, and one we feel were good, canon, or was just absolutely horrible. So let's start off at Wonder Zebra. What would you say was the worst movie adaptation of a comic book?
Dragon Ball Z. That was by far the worst adaptation of a movie, of a comic book I've ever seen.
No, I don't even think I even watched that because I thought it was. I saw the preview for it, and I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it at all. It's like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go watch that.
Yeah, the whole thing was just like, what am I watching? Why did I decide to watch this? I don't understand what's happening.
I mean, I didn't see the movie, so I know who was the guy. Forgetting the actor's name that played Piccolo in that movie. He's the dude that played Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Marsden?
Yeah, James Marsden.
Yeah. He played Piccolo, but then he wasn't looked really all that much like Piccolo when I saw some of the video clips of it.
No, not at all.
Did they even follow anything from Dragon Ball Z itself, or did they just kind of threw shit together?
Who else seen it besides me?
I have.
So Nate with the beanie, answer that.
Okay. There's been many of times that I tried to rewatch it. You can't rewatch it. It's almost like physically impossible to rewatch it. Basically, just how the acting is itself. No, it's just like what is this? Like, what's going on here? Like, who are you fooling? Like, who are you fooling? Like, this is not even Dragon Ball Z. What is this? So me, I can't even watch it. Like, I can't. Even the times that I've tried over, I'm like, why did I even try? I just wasted more of my time trying to watch this Dragon Ball Z movie. I can't do it. No.
Didn't they get some pretty boy to play Goku?
He played in the show called Shameless. Like, the one who played Bulma, she also played in Shameless too. They both played in Shameless, literally.
From what I hear, that Dragon Ball Z movie was shameless. So
Listen, that movie was so bad. I saw it for free when it came out in the theaters, and I wanted my money back.
well, damn, that's saying a lot. I mean, from the little bits of it I know, I remember some scene, and again, it was so horrible that I didn't even commit it to memory. The scene that I do remember, the guy playing Goku or whoever was fighting some dude or next to like a yellow Lamborghini. Okay, maybe I was high and I was watching a different movie, but I could have swore it was
That was the house party.
probably. But I remember seeing that video clip or something to that effect. I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna watch that movie. That seems like a big waste of my time. Don't watch that movie. And I think there was a lot of backlash from the fan base when that movie came out.
Yeah, there was, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, a lot of people were pissed because they were like, it's not following Dragon Ball Z at all. Not to mention the casting itself. A lot of people were not happy with the casting.
Were they even looking for the Dragon Balls?
I don't remember, to
I don't
be
even
honest
remember. Like, I haven't seen that. I only saw that movie one time and never watched it again.
Yeah, that's one of those where they made it and then don't nobody remember it because it sucked that badly.
Yeah.
It sucks badly where people remember the first Super Mario Brothers movie better than they did Dragon Ball Z.
You know how bad that movie was? They didn't even get a sequel.
Which one, Dragon Ball or Super Mario Brothers?
Dragon Ball, that's what I'm saying.
Neither,
That's
actually.
how bad that movie was. They didn't even get a sequel.
They weren't going to. Not after that mess. No.
But that's the
Well,
point I'm
since I
making.
brought it up,
That's how bad it was.
Did you since I brought up Super Mario Brothers? What did you think of that live action? The only live action Super Mario Brothers
It's a
we've
classic.
ever
It's a
seen.
classic. I love that movie. It's a
It's
classic.
one of those where it's so bad that it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I felt. I don't know how y'all felt about Bob Hoskins. Hoskins. I don't know how you guys felt him playing Super Mario, and then John Leguizamo being Luigi.
The casting was
Luigi
perfect.
Mario.
I'm
Honestly,
a John Leguizamo fan, bro. So like, I'm a John Leguizamo fan. Come on now.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
more
but
questioning how John Leguizamo got the princess.
I was about to say, like they kind of made Mario kind of like the secondary character in that in
Yeah.
that movie. And then they had oh, was it Dennis Hopper played Bowser?
Dennis Hopper played Bowser.
And then their version of the Goomba of the Goombas were like this freaking 7 feet tall reptilian bald dude wearing a zoot suit trench coat, red zoot suit trench coat. And that made no sense to me at all. And he had a harmonica. If you remember, they put the little harmonica over him. He had it on his neck. He could play it. And I'm like, what the hell am I watching here?
That's an example of the kind of movie that only works for the time period it came out in. That is something that only could have worked in the 80s.
It couldn't
Like
work
early
now.
90s.
Not at all.
I mean, even they didn't really touch much on, aside from the names and a little bit I don't want to say authenticity, but just trying to pick up on some of the characters. Aside from that, they didn't really pick up on the essence of the video games. There was no mention of as far as them being able to get the mushroom and grow bigger or do super jumps. They have these like little specialized boots, and then the fireball. They don't have the fire flower. They have the little wimpy ass flamethrower that really didn't throw too much flames anyway. And they were in the shape of the what do you call them? The Super Nintendo bazooka thing that they came out with. They had that in the movie and I think they had them as the fire flower. That's another movie that was adapted from a video game that just completely it's a cult classic only because it's awful, but at least it has a little bit more fanfare than Dragon Ball Z did. And Dragon Ball Z came out after Super Mario Brothers did.
Years after.
Yeah, but they were both horrible. Neither of them got a sequel.
No.
Closest thing that Mario Brothers got to a sequel is when they just rebooted it and just went straight to animation and just did it that way. And that one did a lot better than the live action version. So
Right.
I don't think we'll ever see it. I don't think we'll ever see a Super Mario Brothers live action movie anytime soon. I mean, yeah, you guys think about the new Super Mario Brothers is coming out. Was it Mario Galaxy? I think it is.
Mm-hmm. I think that because they're cramming like all the Mario games almost, I think, into this movie it's about. I think that it's gonna
Yeah.
be. I think it's gonna be good, but I think they're just trying to get it all packed in and hope that it'll all work.
Hopefully it will. I really hope it does.
But they did well with the first movie was all right.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they got freaking Star-Lord to play Mario.
Yeah.
Which that was interesting. Oh, of course, Jack Black playing Bowser. Somehow, for me, that works. For me,
That's
Jack Black
accurate.
playing Bowser works.
That's kind of accurate though. Come on now, you got to give him credit for that. That's accurate.
Yeah. I accepted that Bowser was played by Jack Black, and then his little piano solo about
Peaches.
yeah. And the fact that Jack Black was the one that wrote that song and he performed it himself was, you could tell there was a lot more love that was given to that version of Mario than the one back in the 90s. I don't think you would say it as it was a sequel per se, more so a reboot. What other adaptations came out as far as video games go? Well, go ahead.
I might be in the minority for saying this, but I'm a fan of the Resident Evil series, and like this is a weird one for me because like the first movie, I was like, this is not a depiction I would have went with for Resident Evil, but yet every movie they did afterwards somehow worked, and like it's weird because technically speaking, if the first one didn't work, the rest of them shouldn't have. But yet they hit a stride after that first one, and I can't explain it. And even though it's kind of gotten into its own mythos rather than away from Resident Evil proper, I like what they've done with it compared to like when they try to adapt everything in the first movie as well as they could. I don't know how to explain it, because it's like, I shouldn't like this, but I do.
Yeah, when that first Resident Evil movie came out, I had some reservations about it too, but walking away from it after watching, I'm like, you know what, that wasn't that bad actually. Actually, I
No,
mean that actually worked. And of course, the character of Alice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the character of Alice was specifically created for the movie. So I
Yeah, like
don't
she's our
recall.
original character.
yeah,
Yeah, Alice is nowhere in the video games.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, as the sequels kept coming, they started including characters from the video games, like Wesker and blanking
Chris
everyone's name,
Redfield.
Redfield,
Or
and
the Nemesis tyrant.
Yes.
yes. I don't know that first movie. The thing about Resident Evil, and I'm a fan of the zombie genre,
Mhm.
but I'm also on the other side of that coin. I'm also like a lot of zombie movies have come out since.
It's a lot actually.
Oh yeah, a lot of zombie movies have come out since Resident Evil, and then there was 28 Days later, uh, the Dawn of the Dead remake. There's been so many zombie movies since then. I feel there's a little bit of zombie movie fatigue because every new zombie movie that comes out is like, okay, what's going to be different in this one that hasn't been already done? But
Yeah.
I'm veering off course here, going all the way back to Resident Evil. That the thing I love about zombie movies or even survival horror in general is the fact of being in an isolated situation. You have limited to no supplies whatsoever. You're going up against this entity or this monstrous enemy that you have no hopes of surviving,
Mhm.
but somehow you do survive because you either pull together as a team and you get out of it, or the sole survivor is able to get out and try to get the setup for the next game or the next movie, saying, hey, we got to get awareness out about what happened here, so no one, the people who have died, doesn't die in vain and whatnot. I kind of like that kind of feeling when you're watching zombie movies or playing survival horror. You get that sense of isolation that, like, you're screwed
Yeah.
if you don't find a way out of this. And that's really what drew me to the Resident Evil movie when it first came out. And then with each sequel, not every Resident Evil movie was great. There were a few of them that were like, I don't know about this one, but okay, sure. But that first one was good. The second one I thought was all right. Pretty sure that Resident Evil, the movies, is right now the most successful video game movie franchise that we have out there, because they've had so many sequels, and each sequel has made a lot of money. And
Yes.
even then, they're still releasing Resident Evil movies. They tried to reboot it again. They released a newer movie. I want to say 2 or 3, maybe even 5 years ago now, where it didn't have Alice in it. It was more geared towards to Raccoon City and the start
Mhm.
of T virus and all that, which I thought
Yeah.
was awesome too. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Resident Evil movies? Any other movies you think that came out that might rival Resident Evil as far as success and bankability?
Maybe the Fast and Furious.
What do you guys feel about, like, do you guys feel like they're milking it? Because me personally, I like the Fast and Furious series. Some things, obviously, it's like, okay, how do you guys go from street racing to, fighting the space, fighting big bosses, like, so.
Yeah, the whole scene where they like put some shabby ass car together with duct tape and crap and and launched out into outer space. Hey, no, I don't understand that. I buy the whole scene where I forget which movie it was, but where Dom pretty much played Tarzan with one of the cars. He launched some kind of grappling hook or something. It attached to the axle, and he like swung from one ledge to another in his vehicle. And I'm thinking the velocity and the weight of that car and how fast it's traveling, the axle would have been ripped out of that damn thing. So, but yeah, it does feel like they've been milking it, but at the same
Yeah.
time, they've left it at a cliffhanger
Mhm.
since what was it? Fast 9 was the last one.
Oh,
Fast 10,
okay,
Fast 10
Fast
was the
10.
last one. That was a while ago, wasn't it? That was a little bit ago. Uh, Jason,
Statham.
not
Statham.
Statham.
Momoa, yeah, yeah.
He was a pretty good villain in that movie.
The thing with the Fast and Furious franchise is, like with any other franchise that goes on for long enough, you eventually reach a moment where, I believe the online trope is called jumping the shark, where
Mhm.
something so crazy and outrageous happens, it kind of breaks your suspension of disbelief in this particular world, and usually it kind of kills that franchise for the viewer from that moment forward. For me, it was a really great decision that they chose to go to like from street racing to action oriented movies. That gave them new life for a while. And then, of course, they started milking it the same way that that studio milked the Resident Evil franchise. But I think their jumping the shark moment was probably when they did the outer space thing. I don't know if any fan could reasonably take it serious after that.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was Fast 4 or Fast 5 where they did the bank heist.
5.
Fast
Yeah.
5, yeah.
That one was a good one. It kind of had kind of like the Italian Job type feel to it, where they kind of did the switcheroo at the end and all that. I thought that was great, and it was the first one that they had the Rock in it. That was the first one he came into it as, and then Fast 6 was pretty much just a continuation of Fast 5 because now it's because if I remember correctly, it was at the end of Fast 5 where Jason Statham's character made his appearance. And
Spoiler alerts, yes.
Oh, my bad. Yep, spoiler alert.
If nobody has seen it.
Yeah, spoiler alert, in Fast 6, you see Jason Statham, and then they basically end on that big cliffhanger with the whole, it's revealed that he was the guy behind Han's crash in Tokyo Drifts.
Let's keep it real. If they haven't seen it by now, then I don't know what to tell them. That ain't a spoiler alert.
That's crazy, bro.
But hey, just in case.
Maybe nobody has seen the series or like the actual movies though. Come on now, like
that's not my problem.
That's crazy.
There's like Kennedy's already. All right. I can see if people saying spoiler alert for the newest one, but for Fast 5 or Fast 6, if they ain't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell them.
Good movie though. Just let you guys know, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, good movie.
Yeah, I think 5, 6, 7 were my favorites. 5 being my favorite. That again, I thought that was pretty cool how they came up with it. They kind of changed the whole their how do I want to say this? The way they did their deal, they did their missions. Where before it was a lot of just trying to escape the law. This time it was an actual bank heist of how to get, what was it, $50 million or something like that.
It was a lot.
That was a good a breakaway from just the standard. They're drag racers. They're doing this illegally with cars and drugs. We got to catch them. To this one where they're now not only trying to escape the cops, but now they have a way, like a nest egg that they're trying to get to leave that life behind and live a good life. And I like how at the end of that movie, for those who have seen it, they went by each character what they did with their money. With the twins, like they're at the brothers are at the casino and they're betting on was it on black or red, and they leave it ambiguous at the end whether they actually won or not. And then you got
Roman and Tez
arguing over the car and all that. I thought that was cool. Fast 10 was the last one. They did that a few years ago, and they kind of left us on a cliffhanger where it was a lot of things happening at the end of that movie. John Cena, again, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, if you're still listening, yeah, John Cena died in that movie. Tom's brother died. And then they left it a cliffhanger where the guys down on the plane crashed. Ludacris was on the plane. Tyrese was on the plane. I forget who else was on that plane when they crashed. Kind of leaving it to where some of the main cast members got killed off. And then it just kind of pretty much leaves you on a cliffhanger at that. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I guarantee you the next one they're all alive. That was just deployed.
Mm-hmm. They also had they kind of teased having the Rock come back for the last one, because at the end, the little mid-credit scene or secret ending came up, and you saw Hobbs come in. I think it was a church or something like that, and he came up on that message saying, "Hey, I've been looking for you," or some crap like that. And he takes his earpiece off, like, "I'm not a hard man to find," and then fades to black. So kind of left that open for Hobbs to come back in the next one. So, which is kind of a little side note here is, how many of y'all remember movies nowadays having a secret ending? Because that didn't start until Marvel started doing it. Now all of a sudden,
absolutely attribute that to Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ever since then, it's been kind of feels like every movie, not necessarily a comic book movie, but every so often there's a movie where like maybe there's something at the end we should be waiting for to set up the next one. So I just found out kind of funny that everyone's jumping on that trend and like, oh, let's have a little tidbit at the end of the credits or in the middle of the credits to kind of keep people in the theater and kind of hype up the next movie that we got coming up or whatnot, or next project. So I don't know. Little trivia for you guys. I'll look it up here to be sure. What was the first movie adaptation of a video game that actually was successful at the box office?
Wasn't it?
Video
Was it
game.
Spider-Man?
Hang on, let me before I give you my answer. Let me just my mic fell.
Wouldn't it
Let me-
technically be the Mario Brothers movie? Because I remember before the Mario Brothers movie, it was an online consensus that, you know, video game movies come to Hollywood to die.
Oh gosh.
Telling y'all, it was Ninja Turtles.
It was the Ninja Turtles.
I mean, wasn't Tomb Raider technically somewhat successful at the box office too?
Ah. I was right. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Ninja Turtles. Because Ninja Turtles wasn't a video game adaptation, it was a comic book adaptation, and as well as from the cartoon.
Is it
All right, I'll
Tomb
give you
Raider?
it wasn't Tomb Raider.
If you say Batman,
No. I would give you a hint. The video game that the movie is adapted from was considered the most violent video game ever to be released, and Congress and people
Mortal
tried to.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yep. I
The
was
first Mortal Kombat movie was the
I should have known that. And as a Mortal Kombat fan, I should have known.
Mortal Kombat grossed over $100 million worldwide and was a hit with audiences and was considered a critical success relative to its peers. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is widely recognized as the first true financially successful video game movie adaptation. Earlier films like Super Mario Brothers bombed. So Mortal Kombat, the first one, was the first financially successful video game movie that's ever come out. And I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and that was a fun movie to watch. That was a great movie to watch. I don't know if you guys saw it in the theater, but yeah, what did you guys think of that first Mortal Kombat?
I liked it. Like I still watch it still to this day. No, I still watch it.
I like it, although I gotta say the production value doesn't hold up as well when you look back on it.
True. What do you think of some of the casting choices of that movie?
what do you mean?
Casting choices, as far as who they got to play, like Shang Tsung and Johnny Cage and Scorpion. Well, you didn't really know the character
Well, I
called
think the
Scorpion.
cast was pretty solid for that first movie. I think the guy that got rest in peace to the guy who played Shang Tsung. He's a very good actor. He was a very good actor. I think they
Yeah, I know.
they did a right choice for him. I forget his name.
Cary Hiroyuki, I'm probably butchering that part. Cary Tagawa was Shang Tsung. And then you remember who played Raiden? He's another famous actor. Carradine.
Huh?
It's not Robert Carradine from Kung Fu.
Okay. Wait, no, that's David Carradine, not Robert Carradine.
Oh, David Carradine, my bad. But yeah, no, the actor who played Raiden is also famous for another cult classic.
Not Best of the Best, right?
Nope. I'll tell you these words and see if anyone catches on.
There can be only one.
Highlander.
Christopher Lambert, the guy who played Connor McLeod in that movie, played Raiden.
Right. I don't know why I thought it was David Carradine.
And the Raiden he played, Raiden didn't really have fight scenes in that movie. But then I saw the behind the scenes thing that they did, and Christopher Lambert, like, I don't need to know how to fight. I'm freaking God of Thunder. I have all this power. I can zap them up. He's like, oh yeah, God of Thunder and all that. What do you guys think of some of the fight scenes in that movie?
I think the reptile fight sequence was my favorite one.
Agreed.
That one got the biggest pop when I saw it in the theater. 'Cause at first you saw Reptile, this little gremlin looking thing running around. Then Liu Kang kicked him into one of those statues, and the statue got a hold of him, and he morphed into Reptile. And then you hear from the video game,
Reptile.
and then it just went all off from there. And that was a good fight sequence that they did. It gave Liu Kang showed off his bicycle kick.
Yes.
For the movie. Another fight that I thought was pretty good was Johnny Cage and Scorpion. I thought that was a pretty good fight. And to what you added to earlier, Phoenix, as far as how some of the production value hasn't really stood the test of time. That little spear animal thing that came out of his hand. You look at it today, it looks all cheesy and corny as all hell.
Like, it almost looks like a Power Rangers episode now.
It does. It does. But I do like that they got both of his catchphrases in there. You know,
Come here! Get over here!
and then they kind of had him do his teleportation as Johnny was coming up to do his shadow kick, and then they teleported into that other arena with all the high rise and the skulls and all that. And I love the fact that they had Scorpion try to do his fatality move with ripping off his head and trying to light the dude on fire.
You know what I wish they
And
would have put in the movie though? During the fight
what's that?
scene? I wish you would just heard whoopee.
Really?
The thing is, though, that really didn't become a thing until Mortal Kombat 3. I think by the time the movie was finished in production, they were barely out of Mortal Kombat 2, barely getting into 3. And that's why in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you see some of the boss characters that were in Mortal Kombat 3 because they had finally, gotten out of that phase. Which, I'm not going to lie, when I saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I really wanted to see how they were going to do Motaro. I wasn't exactly thrilled with his portrayal, especially because I remember all the nightmares Motaro used to give me of trying to beat Mortal Kombat 3. He was such a cheesy boss, and I'm like, none of that terror is captured on screen. None of it.
The Montaro they had in Annihilation to me was like the actor they got looked like a B movie version of Antonio Banderas with some bad horns on his head. I'm like, who the hell is that? That second Mortal Kombat movie absolutely was horrible. It was garbage.
Yes.
It made no sense to me whatsoever. I don't even remember too much from it because it was so bad. They didn't get Christopher Lambert didn't come back to play Raiden. They got some other dude to play Raiden. Yeah. Well, what made Mortal Kombat so successful is because they hinted at little details from the first video game that really resonated with the fans. Scorpion's teleportation, and then the nut punch when Johnny does the splits and punches Goro in the nards. That was a nod to the game. After Johnny defeated Scorpion, he did his I don't know if you call it friendship or whatnot. He left an autographed picture of himself behind for Scorpion. That tied back to the games as well. And so that to me, that's why Mortal Kombat was. The first one, at least, was successable. The rest of them,
it's kind
I think
of
they
the
did.
same premise. Sorry, Nate.
No.
Sorry, Bosco.
Go ahead.
No, I think it's the same premise as like why the Twisted Metal series on Peacock is starting to catch on so well. Because like for fans of the cult classic, they put in all the references that they would get. Like you mentioned how Reptile's appearance got such a big pop. Remember, Reptile was a hidden character, kind of like a glitch code, for the longest. So I don't think anybody was expecting to see him included in the story proper in the movie. And, all the different references you could spot to, like, the friendship moves and, like, the fatalities, the catchphrases. In the Twisted Metal show, they have, like, references to, like, deep-cut characters or characters who have appeared in the franchise or even, like, forgotten concepts. When any franchise is baked with enough love in their adaptations like that, it's always going to resonate with the fans, I think. For me, watching Twisted Metal, part of the fun is seeing, like, what references are they going to bring up that most others might not know, but that I can immediately spot.
Exactly. So let's switch gears a little bit. We talked about adaptation, about video games. Let's switch over to comics. What is your opinion of some of the best movie adaptation of comic books or comic book characters that they have come out with?
There's a lot. There's like really a lot. From Spider-Man to Batman to the Avengers movies. Like the list goes on. Basically, you're just thinking like which ones are really good and which ones are really bad.
So let's start off with Batman, because Batman has a long history, long lineage in the comics of all the different stories that they have done on Batman, his rogue gallery, his everything, even the psychology of Batman and how Bruce Wayne, the trauma that he went to, what he dedicated his life to becoming Batman. So we get that all in the comics. What was the first live version of Batman that anyone has ever seen? You guys remember? That people actually, when you think the first incarnation of Batman, there's usually one comes to mind before the 1989 Batman.
Adam West?
Yes, the 1960s Batman.
Yes.
So for the longest time, that's how everyone saw Batman as.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't the first live adaptation of Batman.
Yes, I know. I said the one that most people remember.
It's the most known one, basically. Like the most known one before anything from the 1989 one. So that was the most known one.
There was another Batman movie back in the 30s or 40s or whatnot. Yeah. Yeah. So well, Adam West Batman, for the longest time, that's what people thought Batman was. It didn't read the comics or wasn't familiar with the comics. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was one of those people at first thinking that that's what Batman was. And then when Tim Burton decided to do a Batman movie, and that came out, in my mind, I'm thinking, it's gonna be the same Batman from the '60s Batman. He's gonna punch someone in the face and wham, he's gonna come across the screen and all that. We obviously didn't get that version, right?
No.
We got a very different version between the 1960s Batman, which a lot of people refer as the campy Batman, and the 1989 Batman movie that came out. If you remember, there was a lot of I wouldn't say reluctance. Not a lot of faith was put in that movie because of who they got to play Batman. And it's funny now that if you talk about him now, you can't see anyone else playing that type of Batman. But back then, people were like, "Really, this dude, Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom, he's gonna play Batman?"
Mr. Yes, he was.
They were like, yeah, he's more of a comedian. He's not going to pull it off. And he turned out to be an excellent Batman.
Yes,
ironically, that makes him a good candidate to be the Batman because no one ever considered that he could be the Batman. If you think about
proves
it.
a lot of people wrong.
Yeah, and I remember I didn't get to go see it in the theaters. My parents were cheapskates. They waited for everything to come to video. When I first watched it, I remember watching it, and I remember just falling completely in love with that movie. It was like really the first comic book movie adaptation that I ever saw, and it changed my whole viewpoint, my whole view on Batman. And then they came out with the animated series to kind of almost coincide with that, and they kind of kept that Tim Burton feel in that first season or two of Batman. I thought that was great adaptations from the original content, what Batman was spawned off of. What do you guys think?
It gave us, it gave us Kevin Conroy's Batman. There's not much else that can be said about that series.
So, would you guys, as far as Batman goes with the movies, 1989 Batman was successful. Batman Returns, I thought, was equally as successful as the first one.
Yes, that's.
And then Batman not Batman, was it Batman? No, Batman Forever came out after that. This time, Val Kilmer was playing Batman, and then they had Riddler and who's the other Batman? Two-Face in there, Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones. Nicole Kidman played Chase Meridian, that movie. And then there was Batman and Robin.
Yeah, George Clooney, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I read somewhere, or even I watched a YouTube video or something about it, where Michael Keaton also wasn't really feeling the script for Batman Forever. He didn't really see a lighter tone of a lighter version of Batman and all that. So another reason why he didn't come back to it. But yeah, Batman's one of those characters where there were some misses, but then Batman came back strong after the fiasco of Batman and Robin with the Dark Knight series. That kind of grounded Batman into reality. So to speak. That first Batman Begins was a cool origin type story for Batman, because we never really did see too much of Batman in training. So we didn't see that in any previous Batman film, but we saw him get some training from the League of Shadows, not the League of Assassins, the League of Shadows. And what did you guys think about Batman Begins?
I love it. I'm a big Batman fan, and that movie for me, I was like, okay, yeah, the fight sound and everything, yes, this is Batman. I can see this. I like it. It was a good movie for when it was in that time period, and I thought all three of the movies, they took the story they told them well.
Yes.
What do you guys think about the main bad guy of that film, the main villain?
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, Batman Begins.
Liam Neeson, he did well. He did real well as a result.
I like the.
They called him when they pronounced his name wrong, but that's another story.
Well, I like how they kind of try to play it off that Ken Watanabe played the fake Ra's al Ghul toward the middle of the movie, and then later on it's revealed it was actually Liam Neeson's character Ducard, who was Ra's al Ghul, and then it clicked in my head like, you know what, that actually makes a lot more sense that he's Ra's al Ghul as opposed to the other guy. But I thought it was a good good movie, and it's especially at the end where they kind of hinted at where the direction they were going for the second movie when Gordon put together the bat signal and told him about another character, another guy who had a thing for the theatrics like Batman, and just kind of handed them a card and he flipped it over. What was that card?
Joker card.
Joker card. And again, kind of going back to the whole casting, not casting issue, but casting worries. When people worry about Michael Keaton being cast as Batman, people had the same worry when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker. But again, fast forward, because that came out, what, in 2008? The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
2009? We're coming up almost close to, 20 years? 20 years since that movie came out?
Yes.
Now we can't see anyone else playing the Joker as good as Heath Ledger played the Joker.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, there were other people who tried, and I say try, who have tried to portray the Joker in their own way, and some of them did all right. Others sucked horribly. But I would bet vital parts of my anatomy that no one will ever see anyone else playing the truest version of the Joker other than Heath Ledger. And it sucks that he passed away when he did, because it's one of those what if things, like from what if he survived? What other sequels could we have seen, variations of his Joker we could have seen in future movies?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because in Dark Knight Rises, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen that particular movie, but in Dark Knight Rises, remember that kangaroo court that they were doing with the guy who was playing the judge, and they were sending people out on the ice cold bridge?
Yes.
If Heath Ledger had actually lived, it was revealed somewhere, I want to say either an AMA or some kind of detail like behind the scenes. They originally had planned for Heath Ledger's Joker to be the head of that kangaroo court. Like, he was going to be the judge sending people out there. He was going to have a bigger role in the movie. Dark Knight Rises, if Heath Ledger had lived, it would have had Batman dealing with not only, spoiler alert, Talia al Ghul and Bane, but he also would have been dealing with the Joker as well. Like, I think we probably could have even got a whole setup into the Long Halloween after that.
Oh my goodness!
If there's ever, Joel, the Wonder Zebra and I have discussed this before. If there's any comic book adaptation that needs to be a movie, it is the Long Halloween. That right is a freaking kick-ass storyline, and it's not like it just it spanned that whole story spanned almost a year in the story. That entire thing going on. If there was ever a movie to be adapted from a comic book, it would be The Long Halloween. And something else me and Warner Zebra have discussed, the Nightfall series, where Bane first came on the scene and Bane broke Batman's back and all that.
Yes.
So again, those are two arcs that I would love to see in whether it be live action or animation, some kind of movie adaptation would be great.
Nightfall, you have to do live action.
Yes.
I would want to see it live action. I wouldn't want it to be anime. I mean, because anime, it can easily be done, but live action, I think it takes a lot of work, and you could tell a good story out of that for like a good 2 hours, 3 hours as a total runtime for a movie. I think it would work.
I tell you, if it's anyone, switching gears off Batman a little bit, if it's any one comic book storyline I want to see adapted, and you know what, I would even be okay with it being a video game. I'll be okay with it being an animated version rather than live action, but I would do so many things to see the Marvel versus DC storyline from the 90s adapted into film.
Yes.
Somebody needs to make it happen. But I feel we're probably not ever going to get that unless through some cosmic alignment, Disney has managed to acquire both Marvel and Warner Brothers. I feel like that's the only way we're getting it.
I myself love to see that.
I'd pay to see that. I would 100% pay to see that.
If the mouse acquires Warner Brothers, we could definitely see that happening.
See?
I'm just saying.
Let them begin.
Maybe they can keep the uptrend as far as getting the DCU on the same level as the financial success that MCU has had, as opposed to DCU. Not that their movies haven't made any money, but MCU has had a lot more financial successes at the box office than DCU has had as of late. Lately, MCU has been kind of dragging a little bit, but now with Doomsday on the horizon, bring everything back to Marvel here in the next few months. I mean, for crying out loud, Spider-Man is coming out here soon. Coming out later on this summer. A brand new day. I want to say there's something else that's supposed to come out before Spider-Man. I remember seeing something on. I just can't remember what that is. But it's supposed to be before Spider-Man, and then we get brand new day Doomsday. Which, when MCU and Disney decided not to release a teaser trailer during the Super Bowl, yo, that ticked me off. I was looking very forward to that. That was one of my main reasons for tuning into the freaking Super Bowl was to watch that trailer. But then it came out that they weren't going to release the trailer, and I guess they're going to wait to have that trailer come up when Brand New Day comes out, when Spider-Man comes out later on in the summer. But it was still kind of a punch in the gut to know that they weren't even going to release a teaser for Doomsday. And I could see doing a teaser during the Super Bowl and then a full-out first trailer of Doomsday set up right before Brand New Day. But again, that's just me.
Hoping this
I'm
doesn't
with
mean
you.
that they don't believe in the product.
I'm really hoping that,
they're gonna release it at San Diego Comic-Con.
which we need to put that on our bucket list. One of these years is all four of us going to not just a Comic-Con, but San Diego Comic-Con.
I've never been to California, so that'd be an experience for me.
Same here.
Yeah, we need to put that. We need to put that on the books to make this happen.
Bucket list.
Starts off with
So if we're talking about the X-Men franchise, can I just address the obvious elephant in the room, please?
Go for it.
Sure.
With my name being Phoenix, I just have to say off rip, I do not condone or approve of the way they did Phoenix in X3. That is all I'm going to say.
Thank you. Let's talk about it. Talk about it, brother. Come on, talk about it.
Listen, you're taking Phoenix, a character who is one of the most powerful entities in the Marvel universe, the Phoenix Force. They've destroyed entire galaxies, eaten entire solar systems, and you're going to have something like that taken out by Wolverine in one of the most anticlimactic showdowns I've ever seen.
It wasn't even that; is that they changed the whole Phoenix's whole changed it from the original content. Phoenix in X3, it wasn't a Phoenix Force. It wasn't this alien entity.
It was just a part of Jean Grey.
It was an alter ego of Jean Grey.
Yeah, like they literally like diluted the entire essence of the Phoenix Force in that movie. I guess the best way I could put it is, what happens if you take the venom out of a snake? You get a belt after that.
Yeah, pretty much. And so the first X-Men movie was great. Yeah. X2 I thought was great. But then the follow-up to that, so again, I'm going to say spoiler alert, but for crying out loud, X-Men 2 came out like a bajillion years ago. If you have not seen X-Men, X-Men 2, X3, Wolverine Origins, any of the X-Men movies, get out from under that rock you're living under and get with the program. But with the sacrifice that Jean Grey did at the end of X2, just for her to come back as the Dark Phoenix in that version and to find out that there's no Phoenix Force there. No. There's no outworld entity coming to Earth, feeding off of her emotions and not knowing how to handle it. No, it's just another dark part of her psyche that Professor X helped conceal and hide away in her mind and contain. It doesn't go batshit crazy. I'm like, that's not.
What made it even crazy is it was right there. Like, you did everything proper to the comics up until you did that. It was right there. You could have entered the whole, spectrum of, there are cosmic forces. We got like a bunch of, we got like 3 or 4 X-Men sequels after that. You could have dealt with some of these more cosmic entities because you opened that door there. But no, we had to fumble so hard that we had to do, what was it? Not X-Men Origins, X-Men First Class to start rebooting the series.
Well, even when they rebooted it with First Class, and then let's backtrack here first. X-Men 3 Last Stand, no. Just no.
Best way to put it.
Just plain low. No. In the words of our dearly departed brother Happy, the dingleberry off my dog can make a better film than that. Because it just so off the mark of not only the original content, but as far as following the continuity from the second film. All of a sudden now there's this cure and every mutant wants it, and they never really touched on the Friends of Humanity. I thought that would have been a great thing. And for those of you who don't know who Friends of Humanity are, they're pretty much the KKK for the mutants, the ICE for the mutants. They wanted to be done with the mutants. That was that group of humans that wanted to completely abolish.
Yeah, they wanted to just wipe them out. You're right.
X3 was so horrible,
Yes.
and then they try to I guess patch it up with some standalone Wolverine movies. Wolverine Origins was okay until they got further into the movie, and then at the end they had
They committed one of the most cardinal sins. They took a character like Deadpool and tried to seal his mouth shut.
And when you first see him as Wade, that was absolutely Deadpool. The fact that he's in they're in the elevator, and the elevator gets stuck. Wade stands there like stuck in an elevator full of 6 grown men on a high protein diet. Really do come true. It's like,
He
yes.
said, "Do you ever shut up?"
And then he's like, after he kills all those guys in the room, like, okay, you can come out now.
No?
Everyone's dead. So they were going a good direction for Deadpool. But then at the end, that wasn't Deadpool.
No.
It was not Deadpool at all. They didn't even have him talk.
Yeah, every time I look at that, what they did to Deadpool at the end of that movie, I think to myself, I sure hope someone got fired for this.
When the hell did Deadpool start? When the hell did Deadpool was able to teleport? How did he get? How did he get?
Lasers
Like,
out of his eyes.
lasers out of him.
Let's talk about that.
And he did not.
Lasers out of his eyes.
Yeah, that's not even his type. Come on now.
And he didn't have katana blades. He had them coming out of his.
Yes.
Like, who are you,
Right.
Baraka from Mortal Kombat?
I'm like, yo, that's the. And then
Barack.
you had walking upright on his own 2 feet, Professor X, the Captain Picard version of Professor X, walking out from the helicopter. Come with me, children. I'll teach you right. It was so much inconsistencies between X3, Wolverine Origins, the other Wolverine they came out with when she went to Japan, and then they tried to fix it with First Class. Which, when the First Class movie came out, I thought that, okay, maybe they learned from their past sins and are trying to fix this whole thing. And then they came out. Then they came out with Days of Future Past. They pretty much, in that entire movie, by the end, they had retconned everything that happened in X3.
But let's be real though, Days of Future Past was their like one chance to do that. Like that was their one and only chance to do it.
And then what did they do? The very next movie shortly after that, if I'm not mistaken, was Logan. And we found out Logan, where Xavier lost his ability to control his powers and wiped out the entire X-Men.
Yep.
What? Wait. So no Beast.
And Logan,
no Cyclops. No.
Logan doesn't have the mutant factor.
Nope.
The only reason why he survived is because of his mutant.
But then didn't they establish that it stops working after a time?
No, they didn't. They didn't really establish that.
Yeah, because he was bleeding at us. He kept bleeding a lot at this point, and he wasn't healing properly.
Yeah, it was. I think they kind of probably the only thing that they really pulled from the comics is what the adamantium did to Logan over the centuries that he's been alive. I mean, he's over. What did you say in Deadpool and Wolverine? Over 200 years old. How long he's had that adamantium attached to him really did a number on his healing factor, which is why when we got to Logan, his crap wasn't working right. His claws weren't coming out right as they used to. I mean, he was jacked up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, right after Days of Future Past, they kind of retconned everything that happened in Future Past, and then they came out with Apocalypse, which I haven't watched the full movie. It looked all right. I wasn't really catching on of the stature of Apocalypse in that movie. He didn't look right. He didn't look like the Apocalypse I know from comic books and the animated series and the video games.
He was kind of like a mixture of Apocalypse as he was in X-Men Evolution and like classic Apocalypse. They really leaned in heavy to his like En Sabah Nur personality from ancient Egypt, which I did enjoy because like, you know, he kind of has this like old eldritch god kind of thing going on from ancient Egyptian mythology. But you know, I'll be honest. Ever since they did the X-Men movies as a franchise, 3 villains I always wanted to see them do. 2 of them have appeared. 1 still has never appeared. But the 3 I wanted to see them do were Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, done properly, that is, and Onslaught. So I will say that I was a bit more satisfied with the Dark Phoenix interpretation than X3. But to be fair, my expectation was so low after X3 that anything better than it was all I was looking for. I'm not going to lie. And as far as Apocalypse, I couldn't get past the hype of, okay, we're finally here. It took like 5 or 6 movies, but we're finally here.
I think another thing is that and it might just be me here, but when I saw Apocalypse on screen, when I first saw him, I automatically flashed back to the Power Ranger movie with Ooze. He looked a lot like Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze.
What the
Ivan
hell?
Ooze.
When did Ivan Ooze become Apocalypse? Did the Power Rangers kick his ass that bad? Damn.
I mean, he needed to do something after that.
But what I did like out of Apocalypse is a little bit more of the character growth of Magneto. How he tried to live a normal life, but then his family was killed in front of him, and then he went back to the factory of the people who ratted him out, and they were all calling him Eric, and he's like, "My name is not Eric, it's Magneto." And as he's about to kill him, Apocalypse, Storm, and then I think Archangel was with him. They showed up, and he's like, "Do not stop me from killing these men." And then Apocalypse does his little eye roll thing. The men just drop dead. It's like, well, damn. I liked that how Apocalypse coached Magneto how to really tap into his mutant powers, because you brought him back to that not seeing you can't, and how he coached Magneto to really feel the metal in the earth, feel the magnetic fields in the earth. And what did he do? He tore that entire place apart. And it is one thing about the movies about Magneto that has always rubbed me the wrong way. They always said, "Oh, he's just a master of metal. You just throw plastic at him, we can take it down."
Okay.
He doesn't just control metal. He controls magnetic fields. He can generate force fields. He can do a lot more than just control metal. There's a reason why he's an Omega level mutant. He used his mutant power to control magnetism to lift Thor's hammer, for crying out loud. He didn't lift it. He used his mutant power to lift Mjolnir.
He ripped out the adamantium from Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's that too. He's not just some dude
Wasn't in this game.
he's not just some dude that just solely controls metal. And if you just put him in a plastic prison, he'll be fine. He gets control of the magnetic fields of the earth. He will just rip everything up. It always rubbed me the wrong way that they really downgraded his powers a little bit in the movies, which is why I like that scene from Apocalypse, where Apocalypse is pretty much coaching him, egging him on, and really tap into your powers and what you truly are. And it kind of fed to Magneto's psyche of mutants being the superior race to the humans. So, but now we're getting the X-Men coming back in Doomsday, but it's the original X-Men from the first movie. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. I forget the actor's name that played Cyclops. He's coming back. I think Kelsey Grammer's coming back as Beast.
Alan, what's his name? He's coming back as Nightcrawler too.
Yes. Alan Cummins is coming back as Nightcrawler. Yes. And then there's, I want to say for a fact that this is happening, but now there's people saying that they're not sure if Wolverine and Deadpool are going to be in it. But there's parts of me that thinks that they're going to be in it in some shape or form.
I think so.
I mean,
Deadpool 3.
Look at it this way: Deadpool loves screwing with Wolverine, right? What other comic book character? He likes to screw with a lot of them, but name another Marvel character that he loves screwing around with.
Who, Deadpool?
Spider-Man.
I was gonna say Mistress Death, but
well, that, and why would now that Disney MCU owns 20th Century Fox, why wouldn't you have Wolverine and the Hulk in the same damn movie?
That is a fantastic point.
Because you know the first comic that Wolverine appeared in, right?
Wasn't he fighting Hulk?
He first appeared in the Hulk comic. I forget which issue, but the first time Wolverine ever appeared was in an Incredible Hulk comic, and they were fighting each other. And they even touched on that in Deadpool and Wolverine, where he's trying to find the different variants, the right variant of Wolverine to bring back. He went into one where he's wearing Wolverine's wearing the brownish suit from that comic, and then you hear him like, "Didn't you fight the Hulk in the suit?" And then you turn around and you see the Hulk and Wolverine's claws. You see, it's like, that is as close as we've got of Wolverine and Hulk being in the same movie. I want to see them face off in Doomsday. I think that would be fantastic.
Being that the Hulk is now Professor Hulk, and he's now smart, do you think they would have to revert him back to the rage monster in order to make it work?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. And I wouldn't, and this is just me guesstimating here, I wouldn't look past somehow Dr. Doom doing something to revert Hulk back to his rage-fueled demeanor, where he completely loses control, and Wolverine being one of the folks trying to stop the Hulk and calm him down or take him out. That I can see happening in the movie. And if
I
it
think
happens,
that depends on which version of Doom we're gonna get, and I say that because, like, remember, Doom in the comics is like one of the smartest minds, you know, second only to people like Professor Richards, but he's also one of the best in magic, second only to people like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
yeah,
So the question is, are we getting full, unadulterated Doctor Doom, or are we getting scientist Doctor Doom? Like, you know what I mean?
I think we are going to get God Emperor Doom because they
God
even
Emperor.
said this is going to be the strongest Doom ever. I know that he's a variant, but the thing is, we have never seen a Doom as strong as. I feel like we're going to see the strongest Doctor. I feel like we're going to see God Emperor Doom. I really do.
If we're seeing the strongest Doctor Doom, then we got to be seeing Emperor Doom then.
God Emperor Doom.
You know, the version of Doom that took over the world twice and gave it up out of boredom.
Yep.
Full shit up.
He literally played with the Earth like it was a Rubik's cube. He's like, da da da. Here you go. Like what?
Which is why when after the Infinity Saga, when everyone was trying to figure out who's going to be the next big bad for the Marvel Universe, in my mind, and I'm pretty sure it's with you guys as well, in my mind, like Doom. It has to be Doom. Who else
Yup.
could it be other than Doom? And then they went with Kang. I'm like, cool. It's Kang.
And then Kang got ousted.
Yo,
Yeah. And it's one of the he got ousted, like he got royally ousted, because it wasn't like, oh, we could just recast him. No, they just kicked the entire character, the entire
Yeah.
direction they were going straight to the curb and brought in Doom. Like, okay, well, y'all should have done that in the first
I mean, I'm not complaining because Doom's got more, you know, gravitas than to me.
Yeah. What was that? Wonder Zebra?
Rumor is he's supposed to be back in Doomsday for like I guess like for sure the beginning of the scene or whatever. So that's one way I guess you can end that whole arc period.
Are they gonna do what they did in Infinity War when Thanos I can talk, when Thanos first shows up with the gauntlet and the Power Stone, and he talks about Nova Prime, how it was destroyed. They do it off camera, and Doom's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I took care of that glitchily split. It was nothing."
I mean, it'd be funny if they did that.
Was that?
I was saying it'd be funny if they did that, but I hope that doesn't become like, you know, the director's device for explaining away things. Like they're always gonna off-screen stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I would have liked, even if they did if they didn't include it in the final cut, if they did like a deleted scene from Infinity War, like a deleted scene of Thanos going to Nova Prime and just completely decimating it and taking the Power Stone. I thought that would have been cool to see. But yeah, right off the beginning, you see him, he has the Power Stone already. Like, well, damn. He didn't know. They didn't know Prime like that. So yeah, I don't know. Some of the past incarnations of Doctor Doom.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm really happy that with the choices they're going with this Doctor Doom. And as far as casting who they cast to play Doctor Doom, do you guys agree with that? Do you think it's smart? It's smart to go kind of like he's a variant of Tony Stark type thing, or you feel they should have went a different route in bringing Doctor Doom into the MCU?
Because, like, on the one hand, I know he could pull it off after seeing what he did with Iron Man. But then it's like, I really wish they would have gave somebody else a chance to prove they could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Doom has historically not had a great depiction.
No. Yeah, because there was Fantastic Four back with Jessica Alba, and funny enough, Chris Evans was in that movie too as the Human Torch. Who's that guy that played the Thing? He was from he was the actor from The Shield, Michael Chiklis, and then I forget who played Frank Richards. I can see his face, but I don't remember his name. But the guy that got played Doom, Julian McMahon, who also played the villain in Charmed. I thought was an okay casting, but at the same time, like, I don't know about this Doctor Doom.
I think that might be more the director's fault, though.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't feel like Doctor Doom to me. And then there was the Rise of the Silver Surfer. I can talk. And he was a computer generated character, and he was voiced by Lawrence Fishburne. That was about it. And then they did kind of sort of had Galactus in it, but not really.
No.
He was more like a fart cloud in space. I mean,
Yes.
So
I did not approve of that movie. As a matter of fact, I never took the Fantastic Four seriously after that, like as a franchise, movie or comic.
I mean, they
I
even
didn't go
tried
see the next one after that. That next one,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
they tried to reboot it, and I think that Doctor Doom was more instead of a genius with technology and magic, he was just this computer hacker. I'm like, what?
So when
No.
I seen the final form of that Doctor Doom, I'm like, I swear to you, dude, I actually went to the movie to go see it. I actually got my money back. I'm serious. I got my money back. I was like, what did I just watch?
I tried watching that movie. I barely got past the first act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember much from it, other than the fact that they were going to some science fair when they were kids or some crap like that. That's all I remember from the movie. But yeah, hope I haven't seen the new Fantastic Four movie. Was that any good at all? Have you guys seen
I
it?
watched it. I went to the movies to go see it.
Better than the
Full
previous
disclosure,
movies?
I haven't watched it.
Okay.
You're
I'm
on
not
there.
gonna spoil it. It should be on Disney Plus. Check it
Yeah,
out.
I got to do a bit of a Marvel catch up because
No problem.
yeah, I'm gonna level with you guys. I'm still watching the Agatha Harkness show because like there's so much I missed because I didn't have Disney Plus for a while.
I forgot she had a show. Yeah, yo, I'm the same way. I got some catching up to do on the Marvel TV shows. I still gotta watch that Agatha one.
I do too.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, I gotta watch. She-Hulk. What was the other one I needed to watch? Iron Fist? No, screw Iron Fist.
Did you watch Daredevil? Did you watch Born Again Daredevil?
I did watch Born Again Daredevil.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
Second season's coming out at the end of this month, I think.
No, yeah.
Ooh.
In this month of March 2nd, I think. March something.
Maybe that was the one I was thinking of earlier when I was saying that something else was coming out before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Probably Daredevil I was thinking of, because Daredevil is supposed to be in Brand New Day.
Daredevil and Punisher.
That's right. I mean, he plays a good Punisher.
Oh,
He
Maybe.
plays a,
What?
Maybe a bit of a minority here, but I would love to see Kristen Ritter return as Jessica Jones at some point.
yes. She was good. She was good.
I think she's actually in Daredevil this season.
Oh,
I think, yes, I would love to see that.
I'll hit you so hard you'll see. Damn.
Yeah, I believe they said she's going to be in Daredevil this season.
You said it comes out at the end of March?
No, like the beginning of March.
Oh, well, crap. I got some catching up to have to do, because I don't know if I watched the actual season finale of Daredevil Born Again. I think I watched all the way up until the season finale. And there are a couple Marvel movies I need to catch up on. I don't know if I really want to watch Miss Marvel or whatever other movie that came out. And we lost our Phoenix. Our Phoenix flew the coop. He'll flap it.
Yes, I do. From watching this show since I was a little kid on Saturday mornings eating my cereal, I want to see a live adaptation of Static Shock.
Yes.
I
yes.
want to see that. Come on. It's long overdue. Like, we don't even have a Static Shock game. Okay. Okay. You guys ate with the Static Shock show, of course, and it had a lot of hidden gems in that show. But I can just imagine right now a live action Rubber Band Man, a live action Ebon, a live action Hot Streak, and a live action Gear. Come on now. I need something like that. Come on now. I've been asking for that for the longest.
CW, we're talking to you, man. Make that crap happen.
I hope you hear us calling. So yeah, that's at the top of my list right there. That's literally at the top of my list to have Static Shock as a live action, because I feel that, you know what, the reason why they haven't done it, they probably haven't gotten anybody to really play Static Shock, because that's going to be a technical character for them to really get.
Yeah.
I would just pray that they have the storyline right, everything, like, the best characters, the best actors, and the storyline. I would love to just see that, have just, how everybody just turns into the Bang Babies, I would love that. And a live action Ebon would be really cool to see, because a lot of people don't know. Ebon is actually really pure evil. Like, he just loves just being evil.
The Phoenix.
I'm not sure what
Welcome
happened.
back.
Something just tried to banish me to the Shadow Realm.
We're glad
Did you
you
fight
fought
back?
over that.
I did. Why do you think I'm here?
All right. Where are the glasses? Where are the glasses?
What was that now?
Where are the glasses? You got to show the glasses.
You said the glasses?
Yeah, you fought back. Come on, put them on.
That's the consolation prize. They had to give those up in order to fight back.
Oh yeah, see.
Now I need you to say, if you take the red pill.
All right. Now, gentlemen, I offer you a red pill, blue pill. With the red pill, you get faithful adaptation. With the blue pill, you get shameless cash grab. Which do you choose?
Be red. Give me a whole bottle of the red.
I second that.
We were talking about other adaptations. I said Static Shock.
Oh my God. I really need Hollywood to stop pretending that this franchise doesn't exist. Because
Facts.
I don't know what it is. Like, they gave us a banger show in the early 2000s. They taught kids lessons from the suburbs to the urban areas. And, like, ever since that show dropped off, we got one send off in Justice League Unlimited, and Static Shock ain't been heard from since. Black Lightning was as close as we got to that, and that's not the same character. So I'm like, why do we keep like acting like this character don't exist? Like, what's going on, DC? Like, Warner Brothers, why? Like, this show is a beloved property. I can't even call it a cult classic because it's pretty popular, but no one wants to seem to adapt it.
Like, people do, but it's just we need to make more noise about it.
Well, hey, we got the platform for it.
Yes, we do. What? Man, like, come on. That's something that needs to be at, especially if you're a fan of Static Shock, that should be at least in your top 3 of adaptations, live adaptations being made.
There's only one problem I could see with the franchise right now, and that would be I, for the life of me, can't think of anybody off the top of my head who would do a good Static. Because remember, he's a high school kid. Like, you know, he's a teenager. Yes. Anybody who really wanted to play Static, I feel like might be too old for the role now.
Yeah, I had somebody in mind. Have any of you guys watched the movie Sinners?
Sinners? It's on my watch list.
Michael B. Jordan would have been a good pick.
No, not even Michael B. Jordan. The one who played his cousin, Sammy, the one with the guitar, he would have made a good Static Shock. Think about it.
I'll give you that.
But at the like you said, before him, there was nobody that could really think like damn, who could really play a good Static Shock and basically like, you know what, like, wow, this is our Static Shock. I can't see anyone else playing Static Shock but him.
Will Ferrell.
So,
did you say Will Ferrell?
I'm kidding.
I heard him. I was like,
okay, you know what? I would love. You know what? I would pay to see it just to laugh. That's like
I keep falling off.
That's like watching that's like watching Darth Vader do the "I Have a Dream" speech.
Yeah, that's good.
Yo, I'm gonna play around with that. I'm gonna play around with AI and see if I can't make that happen.
That's crazy.
I have a dream.
The only way the Will Ferrell thing will work, it has to be like an alternate universe or something like one of the alternate Earths where he's actually Static Shock.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You just jogged my memory, Drill. Thank you. Y'all watch the State of Play? The PlayStation?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes.
Did y'all see it came out? Well, I'll get to that in a second. But that came out, and then shortly after State of Play came out, a certain trailer hit that had Nicolas Cage in it, playing a certain Spider-Man coming out soon.
Talk about it.
Someone say I'm having a stroke.
Spider-Man Noir.
Yes, forgot my drugs. Anyhow.
Because isn't Spider-Man Noir basically just Nicolas Cage playing, I don't know, any other action movie he's ever done with a Spider-Man mask?
Yes.
And why is it still? Why am I still going to watch it?
Right?
I thought the exact
same. I'm happy about that too. Come on now.
I thought the exact same thing. Like, but Nicolas Cage is like 80, and he's going to be swinging through the streets in a fedora and some goggles and a trench coat.
Yeah.
And black and white, no less.
It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know about this, but I still want to watch it.
Yeah, that just when Jarrell said alternate universe or variant, like, yeah, that's right. Nicolas Cage is going to play the Spider-Man Noir next month or so. I'm like, holy crap. So, but yes, State of Play, the big game that caught everyone's attention was, of course, the untitled John Wick. At first, I thought, when I saw video clips of it, I thought it was one of those AI fan-made things. Yeah. And then I watched State of Play and like, oh crap, it's not an AI fan-made thing. It's actually legit. And it sounds like we got we got Keanu Reeves on board to voice John Wick.
Yeah.
So,
for that
I don't know, but I am excited for that game now. Yeah.
My main expectation for that game is that I want it to be like I want it to be like Rockstar, but they directed the Hitman game. I just want something like that or better.
I believe that. You know, I think they can do that. I feel like it gives that, but it also gives like a Sleeping Dogs vibe too.
Yeah. Well, now my question is like, is this just where does this game fit in the John Wick universe? Is it canon to the main storyline, or is it a story on by itself? Is it between John Wick 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever? Or is it around the same time as Ballerina? Where does this story fit in the canon of John Wick universe? So it'd be kind of interesting to see where all that, or are they just doing like a video game version of the movies? You play John Wick and from John Wick 1, 2, 3, and 4. It'd just be kind of interesting how they're going to play all this out.
Because from the gameplay, he still has one of his fingers. He still has all his fingers. I mean, it looks like they're doing it where maybe you play every movie itself, or maybe it's a standalone on its own.
Or it
Like in the
could be,
Godfather games.
yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing them do the story of you remember in the first John Wick movie where the reason why he went into retirement, where he was given the impossible task,
Yeah.
bodies that he buried that day. You know, that's the story I like to see play out. Like, what was it that he had to do in order to walk away from that world so he can marry his wife? Well, what did he have to do? How many bodies did he bury that day for Vigo's organization? So definitely that would be a prequel to the first John Wick movie, but it will lead right into the first John Wick movie.
I could see that. I can see that. I can also kill somebody with a pencil in the game. I can't wait for that.
I think they did. There was a real quick scene where he grabbed like a pencil and like jabbed it in someone's eye. I'm like, yes,
Yes.
I want to stab something in the eye with a pencil. So
Well, I think we'll be able to, but it looks really like, not saying open world, and that would be really crazy. Now, if you did an open world John Wick game, like let's just say you do a story mode John Wick game, of course, but then they add an add-on where you could have a clan of hitmen, basically, of like let's just say it's all of us. It would almost give like if Spider-Man did the open world thing, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Like an online play where all of us can play a hitman.
Yes.
I want to see a side story where he's running around the city and he comes across these gang of thugs picking on some kid and kicking the kid's dog.
Don't mess with the dog. He just take them all out and help the guy with the dog. Like, look,
Yo, I think that would be.
his dog. He'll save the dog.
Yes.
And they give you certain achievement, like if you kill like 20 of these thugs in like under 5 minutes, you get.
But it
I
looks
think that
really good.
would be an awesome side quest. Because I would go back to that same alley and I would kick the crap out of those dudes over and over. It'd be a different
Yes.
dog. It'd be a different dog each time that they're trying to kick.
Stop trying to kick my golden retriever.
You leave,
And every time it's just like a different way to fight them.
right? Or just it has a the John Wick mode and then another mode like number 2 pencil mode where all you have is the pencil to kill people with.
Oh, that's fun. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
It seems we lost Phoenix again.
Yeah.
He got banned
He'll
from
fly
the Shadow Realm once more.
He'll be
It
back.
reclaimed.
The Leprechaun is crazy. He gonna beat up Ivan Ooze and he'll be right back.
Yeah, if he comes back like Ivan Ooze's head, like I got him.
He comes back
It's
in
like
a Power Ranger.
I'm gonna be like, he really is a superhero.
Look, he's gonna have one of the glasses are gonna be broken. He's like, I'm back. He's just gonna come back and yell, Frost!
He's gonna have like bruises and cuts on his face, but he's gonna like, I was triumphant. What happened? Where'd you go? I went to the bathroom. The bathroom? I can't tell you the truth. It's different. The hell did you fight a xenomorph in the bathroom? What the hell? Well, as he has been banished to the Shadow Realm, I feel that we should go ahead and drop off and find our said brother and bring him back from the Shadow Realm. So, for everyone who is listening, thank you for listening. We listening to us ramble about everything adaptation-wise for video games and comic book movies. So, yeah, do us a favor. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Helps us get the channel out there, gets the Walking Geek out there to the masses. And until next time, my friends,
And
walk on.
Share, like, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a geek to tell a geek.
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
Remember that. Just like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say things that make Wonder Zero mad. So I'm gonna refrain from that. See, his eyes twitching right away. I didn't even say anything. I refrained.
I know you. I know you.
I refrained. I held back. I was an adult. You should be proud of me.
I'm proud of you. I am proud of you.
That sounds like an empty compliment. Look, I'm proud of you. That
No.
there was no There was no. There was no. You're
You
not.
know
You're
what
not.
I'm saying?
There was no. There was no applause. There was no triumphant music. Come on.
Let's go.
Proud of you.
No applause before.
Proud of you.
Oh, there we go. There's my applause.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Make you feel nice?
Yeah, and that's what happens when Wonder Zebra takes his shirt off.
I knew it. You can't be an adult. You can't be an adult.
On behalf of Nate with the beanie, the Wonder Zebra, and our banished to the Shadow Realm brother, the Phoenix, we will catch you later. Until then, geek on, walk on, forever.